welcome to my review of the Fender Custom Deluxe 68 Reverb. First of all, I want to say this is such a terrific sounding amp. It's really got all of the qualities you'd expect out of a vintage Fender amp. Beautiful, pristine, clear, chimey sound. Almost, to my ears, a little bit like a Vox amp in some ways. So after playing this amp for about 3 or 4 months, I have to say I'm really impressed. So Fender put a lot of love into making this amp. It's got a lot of the same components that you would expect from a vintage amp. So it's got the same custom transformers that were in the original, and hand-wired tube sockets. What's a little bit different is where they broke from the tradition is that both channels, the custom and the vintage channels, you can access the tremolo and the reverb. So that's definitely a nice bonus. And then the other unusual thing about this amp is that the custom channel is actually voiced a little bit different. So it's got a Bassman Tone Stack. So if you're playing a Strat or a Telecaster, it provides a little more of a fatter, warmer sound. They say it's kind of like a Clapton tweed type sound. And playing with my band, I experimented with both sides, and I have to say the custom side does have that nice sort of slightly fatter sound, and the amp breaks up really nicely a little bit earlier than, say, a traditional amp, so you can get some grit out of it. If you throw a overdrive pedal in front of it, it sounds fantastic. I've played with it on stage as well, and it really cuts through nicely in the mix. It's kind of the ideal amp for recording, for rehearsing. It's 22 watts, so it's not excessively loud, but I think it's all you actually really need in most situations. It's not. The other nice thing is that you can actually have it on 1 or 2, and the volume's not overwhelming. The other thing I wanted to talk about with this amp that's unusual in this particular case is the color, is that it's blue. But this one actually has a Celestion Creamback speaker, which is like a Greenback, but I think it's 65 watts. But to my ears, it sounds very much like a Celestion Blue speaker, which I think is a terrific sounding speaker. The amp has a real nice warmth and a real nice chimey sort of top end, but with, like all deluxe reverbs, it also has a lot of that nice tight low ends. So it's a really nice, well-balanced sound compared to, say, like a Blues Junior or something like that. It's got a lot more beefiness in the low end. And I just think overall it's a terrific sounding amp. I know it might feel a little bit pricey compared to other amps, but just for the fact that it's so versatile, and also it's really lightweight. I had a Vox AC30, which I think weighs about 72 pounds. I think this one is like 35 pounds or something. So it's a significant benefit if you're lugging gear around. It's awesome. So just overall, I'd have to really say I highly recommend it. It's probably one of my favorite amps so far. It's got everything kind of that you would expect in a really nice Fender amp.